Welcome back to Sports World. The English Derby run last night, yes, for the first time in about 30 years, I think, Keith, on a Saturday night. An upset result. Walter Swinburne on Lamtara successful.
The Classic was dominated by, in betting-wise anyway, Bruce, by 2 runners, and they both finished out the back.
Yeah, Pennycamp, who I think pulled up lame. It was 11-to-8 favourite. It's owned by Sheikh Mohammed. And for all his riches and success, this is one Classic that he hasn't won. And the other one was the Spectrum, who Peter Chappell-Heim, who's Andrew Peacock's son-in-law, trains that horse.
Right.
Now, you've been to a Derby?
I've been to a couple, yes. Millreef, 71, and Millreef's son, Shirley Heights, in 78, with the 2 winning derbies that I was at.
How did you find the day?
Oh, very special, but surprisingly not a lot of finesse about the track on Epsom Downs. It's very rural, very countrified, but it's got an atmosphere that only a Melbourne Cup can equal. It's a very special race day.
Well, let's have a look at the report we've got, Keith. As I said, Unfancied Lamtara, who was first up, by the way, and it's the first horse since 1919 to win the English Derby first up. He won in one of the most exciting finishes of all time. The Derby switched dates from Wednesday to Saturday. It was a gamble to try and boost flagging attendances and also interest. Mike Smithson went to Epsom, where he found Australia's only rider in the world-famous event.
In Britain, they call it the world's greatest flat race. The Derby is run across the magnificent Epsom Downs, and it's been on the English calendar since 1780. The course is tough on riders and horses. 2 kilometres of slopes both ways, even in the finishing straight. Australia's Brent Thompson has made his 2nd consecutive appearance this year. He says there's nothing quite like this event.
No doubt it's one of the hardest races in the world to ride and certainly win. Obviously, my experience is not great in it, but I've ridden down Epsom on other occasions and over the 1.5 mile Derby trip.
The last time the world-famous race was held on a Saturday was in 1953, the year of the Queen's coronation. The reason for the change is to attract bigger crowds and fresh interest.
We reckon that today, with moving the Derby to a Saturday from a Wednesday, will boost turnover by 20 to 25%, and it could be one of the biggest sporting weekends for a long, long time.
I was a bit young last time it was run, 1953. I don't think I was even thought about then. So I'm glad I can come. I work during the week, so it's a good chance to come.
It was a demand, really, from the general sporting public and also the new owners of Epsom Racecourse that they switch to a Saturday, which is generally regarded as the most popular day for a sports enthusiast.
Aussie Jim is another famous character in these parts. McGrath is a respected writer and commentator. He says the Derby is a legendary racing event, but as a carnival of national significance, it doesn't touch the Melbourne Cup.
I couldn't compare it to the Melbourne Cup. I think that stands alone pretty well as a great national celebration and a great sporting celebration.
Derby Day is a must for members of the horse racing mad royal family. The Queen, Queen Mum and Prince Philip arrived to their usually warm reception. In the members' enclosure, the Fashion Stakes was the main event. After comparing outfits, it was down to some serious champagne swilling. The men just puffed cigars and pondered a Derby winner. Out on the Downs, the punters also got into the swing of things. Some methods of picking a winner are more scientific than others.
I can see today that the Sheikh's horse, Pennycamp, will be very, very close. And if I'm going to have a bet today, I will back the Sheikh's horse, Pennycamp.
The Australian rider's mount, Court of Honour, was not amongst the most fancied, but according to Thompson, anything can happen on Derby Day.
No, I think the horse is a decent horse. I think whatever the outcome of the finish will give me a great ride in the race, and at some stage he'll look a chance. I mean, it's all about fairy tales. I mean, you know, stranger things can happen.
So the moment the crowd was waiting for, the running of this historic 1995 English Derby.
Then is the test in front of them, and first this 150-foot climb through the first half mile. It's Staffback the pacemaker and Maralinga, the two that you're expected to go on doing so.
Into the home stretch, and Thompson's dream almost looked a reality.
Inside, Court of Honour edging into the lead. Court of Honour just the leader as they continue the turn for home.
And then one of the most amazing finishes in the race's illustrious history.
Just over a furlong and a half to go in the Vodafone Derby, and Fahal has the edge. Here comes Tamora, the white cap on the outside. Court of Honour back in third. Lamtara, the green colours flying the outside and presenting. They're inside the final furlong now.
Dubai-trained Lamtara, the 14-to-1 chance, broke the course record, a blistering 2 minutes 32. Thompson and Court of Honour finished an impressive 5th. At Epsom Downs, England, this is Mike Smithson reporting for Sports World.
Yes, Brent on the Robert Sangster. What a performance. First up, only had one other run as a 2-year-old at Newbury, and he's a very special horse.
This wouldn't happen in our way of training.
Different way of life, isn't it?
Superb. Must be a great horse.
And Walter Swinburne, you know him, the jockey?
Yeah, we've had a bit of time together, a couple of weeks holiday in Mauritius. Once he's a likeable larrikin. He's got a cherubic face, but beneath that is it's a facade because the devil lies underneath it. But I'm pleased he won. He's a great guy.
Well, he's won 3 English